Welcome to All Points of the Pharma Compass, the podcast from the Pharma Navigator that guides you through the most pressing industry issues. In every episode, we'll bring you expert insights and critical analysis to help you navigate and master the entire pharma value chain. Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of All Points of the Pharma Compass. My name is Felicity Thomas, and I'm the Associate Director of Editorial and Content for the Pharma Navigator. In this episode, I sit down with Roger Viney, Chief Commercial Officer of ICE Pharma, to chat about the issue of poor solubility in the development pipeline and how bile acids can help. Thanks very much for joining me today, Roger. Great to have you on. First off, could you please introduce yourself and provide a little bit of background into your current role and your industry experience?
Yes, of course. So I'm Roger Viney. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer for ICE Pharma. I'm responsible globally for our sales and marketing activities, and I manage a team of over 30 people. So I have 30 years experience in the chemical and pharmaceutical industry. I started doing a PhD, I went into R&D, then I moved into sales, marketing and business management. So I've lived and worked in UK, France and Portugal. The background on ICE is that we're the world's leading company manufacturing bile acids. We're a multinational group with facilities in Latin America, Europe, India, Japan and New Zealand, and we sell our products and services in over 50 countries. We provide products and services including APIs, excipients, nutraceuticals, additives for cell culture media and biologics production. We also provide CDMO services for FDF, tablets, capsules and liquid dosage forms. What's unique about ICE is two things. Firstly, we're a fully integrated company, so we collect all our raw materials, we manufacture all our intermediates, and we make everything from our own APIs to finished dosage form. And also we cover the whole life cycle of the pharmaceutical industry. So we're involved in discovery chemistry all the way through to the manufacture of generics.
Obviously, today we're here to talk about the issue of poor solubility. We're seeing a huge percentage of the development pipeline falling into that BCS class 2 and 4, and it's becoming a massive bottleneck for the industry. So given that ICE Pharma are bile acid specialists, could you maybe talk to us about how bile acid derivatives are being used as functional excipients to enhance permeability and solubility of these difficult molecules?
Yes. Well, I think, increasingly excipients are serving as an active role in enhancing drug delivery. Bile acids have emerged as a versatile agent capable of addressing solubility and permeability issues. The benefits are, firstly, bile acids are natural, they're endogenous, and so they'll be reprocessed in the liver after use. Secondly, there are a range of bile acids chemically, so they can address different formulation needs as their properties vary depending on the number of hydroxyl groups they have or their conjugation with amino acids. Bile acids form micelles, mixed micelles, and bilosomes. They encapsulate poorly soluble drugs and increase their bioavailability. So additionally, the bile acids have the benefit of protecting peptides and proteins that are susceptible to degradation at the low pH of the stomach. Bile acids also interact with the phospholipid layers of cells, acting as permeation enhancers. So they can fluidize membranes, open tight junctions, and increase paracellular and transcellular transport. So we're seeing an increased use of bile acids as excipients in clinical trials, particularly for the reformulation of GLP-1s from injectable to oral, where bile acids offer an alternative to SNAC as a permeation enhancer. So we're working on projects both with small molecules, large molecules, and in modes of administration such as injectable, oral, transdermal, nasal, and even buccal.
Given that there are numerous enabling technologies available, what should developers consider about their formulation when looking to employ bile acids for their solubility enhancement strategy over, the other options that are available. Are there any sort of specific benefits or limitations of bile acids that, they should be aware of?
Yeah, so bile acid based solubilization systems offer several advantages over other drug enhancement strategies, particularly for highly lipophilic and poorly water soluble drugs. One of the major advantages is their dual functionality. So unlike many conventional surfactants or polymers that only improve dissolution, bile acids also can enhance both solubility and intestinal permeability. So their structure enables micelle formulation while also interacting with the biological membranes to improve drug absorption. Bile acids are also endogenous, so they're naturally present in the gastrointestinal tract, giving them greater biocompatibility compared with some synthetic surfactants. And this can also help to address any toxicity concerns as well. Compared with amorphous solid dispersions, bile acid systems also show a lower risk of long-term recrystallization because the drug solubilization is maintained dynamically within the micelles rather than relying solely on maintaining an unstable amorphous state. So they can require lower polymer or excipient content, so reducing tablet or capsule size. So finally, bile acids can stabilize supersaturated drug concentrations after administration, so helping prevent precipitation and maintaining improved drug absorption.
Yeah, and another common issue with solubility enhancement can be in the form of scale up. So, is it relatively simple to scale up using bile acid derivatives to improve solubility?
Well, I mean, I think it's a good point, and I think scale up is often not straightforward. But I mean, bile acid solubilization systems offer several advantages over other pharmaceutical scale up, particularly for poorly soluble drugs. Bile acids such as sodium deoxycholate or sodium cholate are efficient at forming micelles, and they have strong solubilization capacity, so can reduce the need for larger quantities of synthetic surfactants or polymers, so lowering the formulation complexity and excipient burden. Compared with some of the nanotechnology-based systems, bile acid formulations require simpler manufacturing processes, such as mixing and hydration, rather than high energy milling and homogenization. And this can reduce processing costs and improve scalability. Other advantages include their biocompatibility. As I said, they're endogenous, so they're already present in the gastro tract, and so they can support the regulatory acceptance, if they're kept within the normal concentration range. So this is helpful. And then finally, I think the hybrid bile acid polymer or lipid systems can also be developed to improve long-term stability and commercial manufacture ability during scale up.
And finally, I wanted to ask you about the gut microbiome, which is a very big topic at the moment. So, what's the current scientific opinion on how bile acid supplementation can meaningfully influence the gut microbiome, particularly for metabolic and inflammatory conditions?
So yeah, it's a good question and one without a very sort of simple answer. But I can say that nature and evolution are the greatest chemists. So bile acids are natural products. They've evolved over the millions of years to have unique properties. And it was in 1900 that Alfred McConaughey developed a cell culture media based on bile acids because he recognized that bacterial growth was modified by the presence of bile acids. So today what we can say, of course, is that bile salts, which are synthesized in the liver and released into the gut, have a significant synergistic impact on the gut microbiome. So firstly, the microbiome converts primary bile salts into secondary bile acids, and then the secondary bile acids work on the bacteria of the gut to reshape it and determine its ecology. So the gut microbiome produces metabolites, short chain fatty acids that have health benefits. So by promoting the growth of certain bacteria, we can increase the production of specific metabolites that then target health conditions. So many health conditions such as high cholesterol, diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome are caused by sort of the modern lifestyle, if you like, being overweight, lack of exercise and poor diet. And at ICE, we're leading research with academic partners looking into these areas to exploit the link between the gut microbiome and health outcomes using bile acids. So I think it is a complicated field, but what I can say is that we have every confidence that ICE will be commercially on the market with a bile acid nutraceutical product in 2027.
Thanks so much, Roger. It's great to have you on.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Thanks again to Roger Viney for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode, and I'll look forward to welcoming you back to the next instalment of All Points of the Pharma Compass. You've been listening to All Points of the Pharma Compass from the Pharma Navigator, the essential podcast for drug development and manufacturing professionals. If you enjoyed today's discussion, be sure to subscribe to the podcast, and you can also visit thepharmanavigator.com for even more expert analysis. Join us next time on All Points of the Pharma Compass.